A very good afternoon. Welcome to Energia Park in Dublin, in the Donnybrook part of the city. A couple of good par fives away from Dublin Bay, and the weather at the moment is holding. It doesn't look great this afternoon, but hopefully we will have some rugby, some weather in which to play rugby. The pitch, of course, will hold out. It's modern synthetic quality, and it awaits these two sides. France versus Scotland is our first engagement. Two more matches to come. A little bit later on, Italy will play England, and then rounding off this afternoon, Wales will play Ireland. It should be absolutely cracking. The first round of results were brilliant. Certainly under 18 Six Nations rugby was there for all to see. Some real quality. Scotland lost out to Ireland, 20 points to 36. And France won well. And this is the French side. Head coach Cédric Laborde makes a few changes. There are 5 changes in the back. Pacom, Brobery and Wasserman all come into the back line, with Jerd and Matassi making a brand new half-back partnership. Mistruli and Cahor start in the front row. Darquier swaps from number 8 into the second row. And it's a back row, new back row combination of Traversier, Dubois and Ibsaïn. It looks mobile, it looks clever, it looks fast. It should certainly interest the Scottish players this afternoon. This is a good... Ross Miller makes again a few changes, a couple of changes in the backs. Just Sam Luini and Jack Hocking make their debut starts as you were in this festival at 14 and 12. And Fergus Watson swaps wings. He plays at 11 instead of 14. The halfbacks are the same as the last game. Coates and Patterson combined. In the front row, Stafford, Ando and Stephen. And in the second row, Godsell makes the start. And Torkington and Duncan. Torkington played well off the bench, and he gets the number 6 shirt. And Oliver Duncan swaps from the flank to number 8. A Scotland side that certainly had showings against Ireland. Didn't quite get the rub of the green. Didn't quite get the opportunity that they so desired, and certainly today will be an opportunity to right that wrong. Subs bench, just a reminder that we have all the subs available to us in a rolling sub conditions, so lots of opportunity for everyone. A reminder again that also at this level, in these 3 games, it is part of the rules that every single player should start the game, or start one of the games, and that's why you have so many changes around. Scotland are down 1. They're not going to play the full 26. They have well, they're not down 1. They're just down a shirt number. Number 26 would normally be Sam Rockley, but he has a blank shirt when he comes on. You'll recognise him. A distinctive and fast figure. And we'll get that news to you when it comes on. There were a change. That confuses me, because actually it's Italy a little bit later on who are down a man. Injury is obviously going to play a part, you can imagine, in a festival. Such a hard game. I know Scotland don't have Joe Roberts in their lineup either. He's dropped from the 26. I hope he's well. He did go off in the last game, and I hope he is as well as could possibly be. Led out by their captain, Jack Brown, the fullback, the George Watson's college man, and Scotland take the field. I've just been informed of a late change. Logan Dubois is out. He's injured in the warm-up, and I understand Baptiste Brits, who started the first game, will start, and he will be wearing 21. So that's unfortunate for Logan Dubois. And now come France, and their rather lovely white kit this afternoon. Blue socks and white kit. That is Raphael Darquier. Rather distinctive figure, played a really good game, was seemingly everywhere against England, and what a good win that was. It wasn't the best of games against England, but it was a really good win for the French, who battled hard and scored a couple of absolutely cracking tries. And because this is an international game, we will have the national anthems. So, ladies and gentlemen, national anthems. For my money, two of the finer national anthems in the world of rugby, and heartily and enjoyably participated in by all that's here. I like the French kit, don't you? Stylish and simple. They'll be hoping for a little bit of that themselves. Richard Gordon is our referee. An Englishman presiding. Last-minute drills, a few last-minute warm-ups. In the middle of that group, Thibaut Motassi, the live wire scrum half. Look out for him wearing 9. Another look at the two sides. Motassi wears 9. Diego Jurd, he will steer the ship around wearing 10. And look out for Wasserman, a worldie against England. I'm sure you've seen it on social media. Great score.
Go.
Scotland themselves have try scorers, match winners, and they will want to build on that. Almost they held Ireland for a good period of the game, and then just for about 10 minutes Ireland scored 2 quick tries and took the game away from them. So they'll be keen to make amends against this very good French side. Confirmation that Baptiste Buritz is with us. Logan Dubois. Late change in the warm-up. Dubois was injured, which is a shame. I hope last we've seen of him. And we're underway. Isaac Coates lifts the ball into the sky. France through John Echegaray, who was pretty prominent in that game against England. Comes forward with the ball. Clear out looks as though Scotland have got in the way of it. They have. Turnover ball and good transition this. Can strike. Jack Brown. Scythe down. Coates brings in the big men. any bigger than Ollie Blythe-Lafferty. Jack Hocking, first start for him in this festival. And unfortunately, he's knocked the ball on. As I look at Raphael Darquier wearing 5 on his back, he's got the blue arms because of the Under Armour that he's wearing. And he gets underneath the man there, doesn't he? Crucially, dislodges the ball. Darquier, a fine player. Obviously at under 18s level, it is so difficult to say which one of these will, or which members of these two teams will go all the way to professional ranks. But you can start to see some of the bigger, more accomplished players coming through. Mortassi, inside ball to Wasserman. You need to watch hold. You need to watch him. Keep hold of Wasserman. Will have been the words. And look at that, streaking through his goal. To a man inside, and France are going to carve it open. Early on, Echegaray is going to sweep home for France. Hugo Pacom is the man who gets it down. Doesn't look dissimilar to Echegaray. You can see them both there in shot, and it is Hugo Pacom who starts at fullback this afternoon. The damage was carved out by Calvin Gorg, who scored a fine try himself in the England game. It's Hugo Pacom who goes in unchallenged. Early, and a good early start from France. Scotland will have been wary of it. Calvin Gorg with the extras. Relatively straightforward one. Takes over the kicking duties from Robin Takala, who kicked against England.
Left again.
Ball on the inside. Could have gone to either Pacom or Echegaray.
Yeah, when you're ready.
A couple of different runners there. Scotland cannot give open field chances to France. They will punish any team they come up against. Through the phases once more. Brought in is Gabin Corot. They go left. Mortassi, quick ball. He thrives on that, as does pretty much any decent scrum half internationally, of course. Mortassi is a live wire, as much with his personality as with his playing skill. I watched him down at Isha from the get-go. Was in the faces of the English about a month ago when they played each other. He was chopsing all over the place, and I can't imagine today's going to be any different.
Edge of the line, right?
Another look at the score. Inside ball from Gorg. Pacom is streaking away. Neatly down from Kante Samba. Was a pillar of strength in the first game, especially at line-out time. And here go France again, down the short side, Mortassi. Given half a gap. Traversier. Neat little offload. And there's Darquier wrestling himself towards the floor. Tackle is called. Mortassi brings in more big runners. Mistrali gets repelled. Here goes Ibusin. Led back again. Over the top, bit of space out here if France can work it. Bribery says no, I'll have a go on my own, and that's good body position from Scotland. And you can see what it means to them. Good defence coming across. I think that's Jack Hocking in fine position. Any good centre will tell you need to be excellent over the ball as much as you do with the ball. Jack Hocking showing good awareness to get his hands on it and secure the penalty for Scotland. Isaac Coates' kick is just about kept in by France, and they did that against England to superb effect. And they will sweep it down on the right-hand side.
9 weight.
Kick has bounced awkwardly on this turf. Echegaray with the dummy. Almost dummied his own team there. Wasserman will snipe and try and see a little chink of light.
Tackle release!
Trying to get his knees down. There's a tackle release there, and he's carried on going. It's an interesting one for the referee to have to deal with. Just pushed forward a bit further than he perhaps could have done. Ball goes forward. Let's have a little listen to this.
Just high.
No, it's a high tackle as well.
High.
Now, they did this brilliantly against England. He has to be infield to get this. Leaps, and before he touches the floor, Diego Gerd, the ball is back in play. He has to take off from infield. He can't be outfield and off the ground. If he's outfield and he lifts his feet up, that will be touch. But watch this, just brilliant. Just lifts his foot before he hits the deck. Very clever. As I say, if you go and have a look at that Wasserman try from the first game against England, it all started. I think it was Eshkare who kept the ball in brilliantly. And then they went the length of the field. Clever stuff from the men in white. And the rolling ball has got wheels. And it is firing towards the line, and they're going to go underneath the post. Penalty try. Relatively easy decision for Richard Gordon to make. And there's more damage coming. Keith Ando is going to have another yellow card. He got one in the first game against Ireland, and he's off. To a certain extent, he could have been any one of them. They all looked as though they were trying to take the wheels off this rolling ball. Up goes Baptiste Brits. And then just have a look at the power. Scotland don't get themselves in great positions there. They all sort of overcommit. So yeah, Keita Ando into the bin. Scotland gather the restart and go, sorry, France gather the restart and go again. France looking like they're in the mood here. Wasserman will try and get hold of, or get rid of people. He does a good jig, does Wasserman. Mortassi stripped in the tackle. It's good work from Torkington. Although France have it back immediately. France making Scotland pay. Scotland done a good bit of work there.
Off your feet, leave it now.
France look like they're completely in the mood at the moment. Just as I say that, Gabincourt spills the ball.
Tackle release.
Douglas manages to spin and hit the deck. But Godsell, the Gloucester Academy boy, makes a little bit of inroad, but then they're brought back. There is confirmation of Keita Ando, who's going to spend time in the bin, and I think there's, because this is a scrum, we're going to have another change because we need a full front row. Now, Johan Wasserman acts as translator. Darkier always brings him over and asks him to translate, so it's actually Darkier who's captain. He's got Wasserman over to translate for him. Just another look at that penalty try.
No, you've got to go there.
Confirmation that we need a full front row. It's Finlay McIntosh who's come on.
Count of 3, 2, 1. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Torkington has gone off. Loud shrill blast from the referee, Richard Gordon. Scotland will get a chance to boot themselves downfield. Left boot of Isaac Coates takes them up to the 22-metre line. There he is, Coates, the Murchison Castle boy. Good score that, Murchison's. Producing a good fly half in the form of Isaac Coates. He will hope that Scotland can get a platform here. just about dealt with at line-out time. Tidying up done at the back. Didn't quite go the way it should have done. This is Bart Godsell. Good leg drive from him, making inroad, and actually France have pilfered it.
They're on the floor. On the floor.
It was Charlie Moss with the red scrum cap on, who unfortunately
Fives on the floor.
played the ball on the floor. It sort of rolled back to him, and it's so difficult to ignore rugby ball, even when you're in a position that you should do. Diego Jerd with the clearance up past halfway. There's a look at the classy fly half. Is there any sort of French fly half? They're all classy, aren't they? Looks a good player. Lovely time in the ball, Diego Jerd, and good awareness. And we saw a little bit earlier his footballing skills, clever ability to keep the ball in. Kante Samba, they used him a huge amount in the first game. Look like they're doing that again. It looks like the rolling maul is in play as well. My goodness, I think Scotland are going to have to be really careful against this. It's made a good 10-15 yards there. Now they turn their attentions to the midfield. Motassin, quick, speedy ball into the try scorer, and here goes Wasserman, and Wasserman will scorch the earth as he heads towards that try line. He will get there, I think, just about. Bundles his way through the last tackle. His shorts are being prized from him. But Wasserman once again on the score sheet. And France at the moment scoring ahead of a point a minute. And looking very, very adroit at the moment. Again, Scotland not completing their tackles and allowing front foot ball for France to play with. Tassi needs no second invitation. Lovely hands. Pacom knows that Wasserman is waiting. Comes inside the last man. The captain, I think it is, Jack Brown, unable to complete on that, and Johan Wasserman. Well, it wasn't as spectacular as the one that he scored from his own 22 against England, but it's worth exactly the same amount of points. Another look at the hands, a little low. Wasserman had to stoop to conquer, but the rest was all power and pace and good footwork. An advertising deal with an underwear brand is surely coming his way. France again from their own 22, looking to play with the ball. Scotland have got their work cut out for them. Round the outside they go, and away goes Brits. Brilliant interplay. Oh, this is fantastic from France, and the outboard motor of Ibasayin is going to push him all the way across the line. It is one-way traffic here in Dublin at the moment. Scotland are scratching their heads and wondering what to do. Have another look at it here. Brits just finds the soft outside shoulder, looks on the inside, just sticks his man. Pass fired inside. Lovely inside ball, and Ibisiain. Lots of pace for a back rower. Elijah Ibsayin adds credit to France's cause. Confidence is flowing through the French team. And if you know anything about French rugby, that is not where you want them. You don't want any French rugby side to be flowing with confidence. It is devastating. And the under-18s are no different. Scotland are feeling it here. Good conversion from Calvin Gorg.
Successful conversion. The try scored by Elijah Ibsayin.
Another look at Ibsayin flying away. Scotland really do have to get a cap on this. Kick is well fielded and kicked out. Good 30 yards made there, up to halfway. Well, how does Scotland do? I mean, these young teams learn so much about themselves, not only in positive outcomes, but also in adversity, and Scotland will have to work this out on the field themselves. You know, coaches can't go on and tell them what to do. It'll have to be down to leaders, players like Charlie Moss and Oliver Duncan, to try and score this one and try and make this good. That sort of error isn't going to help them. Jack Hocking, unfortunately, with a little misfield. Yeah, Hector Patterson and Isaac Coates at halfback are going to have to try and work their way through this, get some field position, get some territory, get some possession, take the sting out of France by just managing the game for a little bit. Giving the ball back so easily to France in positions like this is going to be tricky.
Blind! Set!
Montassi will put the ball in. French scrum is acting at will at the moment, it seems. No trouble at all there. I was about to say, the only thing Scotland can kind of hope is that France almost get overconfident and start to make mistakes and play individually. And you can see that a little bit by Eshkare there.
Hey.
Absolutely no need for him to get caught with the ball, trying to do too much, and then try to score it. Ibn Saïn got straight off his feet. The referee saw it. Maybe that's a little bit of a way in. Kick downfield from Coates, just about makes it into the 22. Line out, fumbled at the top, comes down, Scotland has still got it.
Onside. Stay.
It's an advantage coming from the referee. Flat ball, I think, for Charlie Moss to try and run with. Again, big runners. One of them is Bart Godsell. Better from Scotland. Can they pick the right man? Brown.
No, leave it!
Tackled almost as he got the ball. A bit of over-eagerness from France. Now this is better. Up to the 5-metre line they go. France will put pressure on this line-up, I would have thought. They've struggled a little bit. And rather than just keep everyone on the floor and defend it, they may send a man up to try and put pressure on this. Short line out, catches everyone. Oh, not the referee though.
Not 5.
Not 5 metres, says the referee. He was looking. He was spying whether or not it needs to go over that 5-metre line. Any line out needs to go over that 5-metre line. A relatively simple turnover. Look at Oliver Duncan there. Played well in the first game against Ireland. Flanker. Captain Brown comes away with it. A look at Fergus Watson. Through comes Calvin Gorg. Aggressive line speed. Scotland better on the clear out that time. Isaac Coates gets hit as he passes it. Does well. Super tackle. Wasserman on his opposite man, Sam Luini.
Entries ain't no hands!
Scotland have almost gone backwards. Darkier again making trouble. Scotland, good hands, releases the man down the left-hand touchline. How does the ball bounce? It could work for Brown. No, it's going to run out of steam. Or at least run out of pitch. A small chink of light for Scotland and Captain Jack Brown. Good handling, good offloading. He will come back for the kick, but they unlock the door down the narrow side.
Time off.
A little bit of running repair to Freddie Douglas's bonds. Whether we'll just get another look at that little bit of interplay which released Brown. $35-minute halves in this festival format of the game, under 18s level. And if you're wondering, Six Nations Rugby, they play 3 games at this level. They don't play everyone. Try and match them up and try and get them against relatively equal opposition. I say that with a wry smile on my face, looking at the scoreboard. France have started exceptionally well.
Crouch. Bind. Set. And up. And high. Yeah. Ball in. Yes. And use it.
Coming out to the back, keep saying, comes away with it. Motasi, combination and spilt. Scotland have got some turnover
Tackle
ball
on
here. Once again, just that pressure at ruck time means that Scotland can't get clean ball. Might need to have a look at that, defending that, securing that ball. A couple of times France have come in late and whacked a man, and it's made it difficult for Patterson to get his hands on it and get the ball away. Hector Patterson wearing 9, he's a Hoyk lad. Scored a good try in the first game against Ireland. Having trouble with the counter up from France. Let's have a look at these front rows. Keita Endo is back on. Seb Stephen and Ollie Blythe Lafferty for Scotland. Mistruli, Garot and Sohando. The tight head for France. He played in the first game, Owen Sohando. Mistruli and Garot get a first start.
Left and left. One. Crouch. Bind. Set. And stay.
Scrum goes down. Illegally so, says the referee. Against France.
Not now. My time's off.
Isaac Coates with another kick to the corner. They'll have another think Scotland about how to get across this whitewash. Didn't quite work out last time, a bungled short throw. Seb Stephen, the Aberdeen grammar boy, will try and find his man at the top of this line-out. It's a longer throw. Up goes Moss. Comes down with it. Scotland have got a platform. Into the midfield they come through Hocking. He's pulled down. Coates thought about the long pass. Then skipped through half a hole.
Onside. Stay. And use it.
Stephen.
No hands.
Burrows deep.
Onside.
Ball is going to come back again. That's a little counter up there from France, just trying to unsettle.
Tackle, release.
Again, France pour through on there. On Scottish ball, and now are going to wrap it up and they're going to turn it over. Oh, they took it in, did they?
You win the turnover, more forms, unplayable, strong blue ball.
Baptiste Brits, late addition to this This France 15, Logan Dubois, if you join us late. Dubois injured in the warm-up. Brits starts, that's why he wears 21.
Okay, better height this side.
And
Higher.
he was adjudged to have picked up the ball and then formed the maul, which means it's a turnover and Scotland get a rather good position from which to
Gordo, will you watch that side?
plan an attack.
Gordo.
Middle of the field, options both sides.
Richard.
France have been quick off the line though. Big line press.
Crouch!
Disrupt again.
Fly!
Although scrum has to be worked through.
Set
France
and
have
high.
ascendancy there as
3
well.
out.
Ball is hooked.
And use it!
And here they go. They break down the right-hand side. Duncan carries well. An extra couple of
No,
yards
leave
there.
it, no, leave it.
France told to leave it alone. Moss banged backwards. They'll come the same way. Patterson again onto Duncan. Look at that two-man tackle from France. Really makes it difficult for good ball to be presented. Patterson eventually gets his hands on it.
Target it! Up! Bonjour.
Ball looks as though it's out. Patterson's got to react quickly. He does. He sniffed the French coming.
And release!
Ventisset. Look at this
Release!
defence though from France. A wall of white steaming up quickly, closing most of the doors and windows. And Scotland are going to try and ruck,
Mark it.
ball doesn't work. Baptiste Brits is going to tap and go from his own 22. And the referee's going to stop him and say the mark is behind you, which probably is a good idea all round, Baptiste. See the intention though from France. Diego Jerd, more of the pragmatic option. Left-footed kick to the touchline. France will get the line out. Ball over everyone, as it sometimes tends to do at under-18s level, and it does create interesting moments like that. Ball bounces up to Ollie Blythe-Lafferty and he makes a bit of yardage. Do look out for that feature of the game. It's a neat little kick from Patterson. It's going to turn Escarret.
No, 11.
Good thinking by Escarret. Unfortunately, Fergus Watson was drawn into that.
11. Stopping the man playing the ball.
Neat little offload. Yeah, Escarret, clever thinking there. Fergus Watson wasn't leaving him alone, so he retreated and just chucked the ball at him. And because he wasn't 5 metres, it turned into a penalty. Got to be quicker at thinking than that at international rugby. And Watson was found out there by Escarret.
You were saying they're quite flat, so we need to energise them.
Ball disrupted this time by Scotland. Though it's ended up back in French hands. That's not in French hands.
Not bad. First knock on, second knock on. Scrum, do ball. Line out's over.
Scotland to get the line out here. They haven't really converted this pressure, this possession, into very much. France's defence has been watertight.
Time off. Bind longer and higher. Keep that elbow up.
4 tries to the good, just the one missing conversion. Pacon started us all off. Penalty try. Wasserman as well. Saeed, one for the forwards. 35 minutes is the time that we're creeping towards. Water being taken on board by the Scottish forwards. They've had a tough half so far.
Straight and high. Okay. Right, so there's your mark, you're there. Left and left. Come again. No, this way, perfect.
Second! Oscar, boys, Oscar! Let's go, Sam!
That's the 22-metre line. It's an examination
Time
for
off.
the French defence, but
Quite
also
simple.
the Scottish
I
scrum.
make the mark, they go left, you come left. Not in front of each other, like that. Okay? Yes, there we go.
Richard Gordon, the referee, just
Push! Second!
having a chat to Gabin Carrot, the French hooker, about where exactly he should be.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
This will come out relatively quickly. Oh, Scotland do well to create a solid platform. Gives their back line and Johnny Ventisi an opportunity in which to play it. Patterson, I think, has knocked it on.
Speed to set!
Another example.
This side
of,
again, higher.
Scotland can't quite keep the
Elbow.
phases. Can't quite get the phases going.
Second! Push!
With that,
Oscar, boys,
it
Oscar!
becomes very difficult to play.
Within a metre. Crouch!
Active, bring it active!
I didn't call anything. No, I call crouch, no bind. Same mark.
Referee again. Arguing his case with the
Let's
front
go.
rows.
Push! Second! What? Yes! Boys! Another!
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Classic. Feeds and comes left. Wasserman hits a hard line. Isn't tackled, and well, he is tackled, says the referee. He didn't think he was, which is why he span round and got back to his feet, and there's a little bit of afters. Pacom and Ollie Duncan not seeing eye to eye. And you know what, from a Scotland point of view, maybe this is what is needed. Just to get into France and unsettle them a little.
Take it in.
And backfire, of course.
Take it in. Back. On the 10. Take a team back on the 10. Take a team back on the 10. Time on. Take a team back.
Referee will ask his assistants for a little bit of help here.
So I've got, apparently he has to release the ball because he's tackled. You got anything after that?
Grabbing, swinging him down.
So we'll go 10 then. Yeah.
Yes, we want her to.
Okay, 11. And captain.
It's Johan
And your
Vasselman
captain,
who's,
boys.
going to be spoken to. It's he who hits the hard line. Taken to the floor there by Patterson.
Okay,
He does
so
spin and just
we
get
have a
back up
penalty.
again.
You're tackled, you must release the ball if you want to get back to your feet. All right?
It was this
After
bit
then,
afterwards,
from the,
Pacom
you swinging a
sort
player
of
around,
upends Oliver Duncan,
right?
which
No,
is
no, no. So we're
what
gonna
he
go 10
takes
metres.
exception to.
It's things like that after the ball
And
can't happen,
then
right?
everyone's
Any
getting to
more
know each other.
the action go higher. Yeah, so we're going 10 metres. All right, with your penalty against you. Okay, so we've got a penalty here, and we're going 10.
Well, that makes the kick to the corner a bit easier. And with his left boot, he's able to pick out a good angle. He applauds the kick himself.
Good work. There's your mark.
Right, can Scotland get onto the scoreboard in this game? They will want to. Line-out is a good one. Down comes Moss. Forward comes Scotland. Over the line go the navy blue shirts. And that is the result just before half-time. Scotland lay a marker down in this game. Seb Stephen, the beneficiary. Lovely set piece. excellently worked. Fantastic body positions. And France could only watch and splinter. Oliver Douglas leading from the front there.
Left on my clock.
And it is Stephen who has the ball at the back of it all, and he dots down,
probably going to restart
much to the delight of the Scotland setup.
Restart.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it was ever so effective, and that's kind of what Scotland need right now. In the first half an hour of this game, it has pretty much been all France. And yet, the dying embers of the first half, Scotland start to
20 seconds.
flicker into life.
Left or right?
A decent family support and friends have travelled down and across the Irish Sea. And they're pleased with that one. Restart has to be taken. It's not. It's grabbed by France. Baptiste Britt's doing a good job there. Scotland got to be tight here as we head towards half-time. They don't want to concede another one. Diego Jard, little dab over the top. Oh, the ball bounces up brilliantly, acrobatically done. Oh, and there it is. Calvin Gorg. Immediate response from the men in white. Power and pace and dexterity. Watch the way that he collects this ball. The bounce is awful. One touch. And Jack Hocking is just left riding him all the way to the try line.
Yeah, good work. Half time.
Calvin Gorg with 3 conversions and now a try of his own. And for all the positivity that Scottish score provided, France have just slammed the door once again and shown them who's really in charge of this game. So that is half-time. We will go in for an interval, and it is France well and truly in charge. As I mentioned, Scotland flickered a little, but France's response from that restart was to go the length of the field and crash through once more. Tries from Pacom, Wasserman, Elijah Ibsayin, that last one from Calvin Gorgan, and one penalty try as well, means that France are completely and utterly in control. 5 tries to 1. We will have to see what happens in the second half. Join us for that in a moment. But for now, Scotland 7, France 33. Well, let's have a little quick run through of what was, certainly in the first half of this first half, a French masterclass of attacking rugby. And Calvin Gorg was the initial break, and the inside pass to Hugo Pacon, starting at fullback today. Got a lot of talent out wide, haven't they, the French? Pacon, the man to glide it home. He was a superstar, and the hits just kept on coming. Just the outside arc from Gorgs. Writing was on the wall very early on in this game, and Scotland did weather it later on, but my goodness, this was pace and power and style. This was the power. It's like a minibus off its leash, heading towards the line. There's nothing the Scots could do about it. Rather large vehicle on roller skates. And a penalty try was ensuing. this was clever hands. Again, just that extra couple of yards allowed to go, and gets France on the front foot, and Motassi gets quick ball, and as soon as that happens, Scotland are struggling. Back on with the first try. Turns provider this time. Wasserman inside the last man. Tackles come in, but they're not strong enough. Johan Wasserman's try count doubles in this tournament. Three tries to the good. French control well and truly there. Another quick look at it from behind. Neat handling. Neat finish. And then if that wasn't enough, from their own 22, Baptiste Brits found the outside arc, and that ball is beautifully feathered. Inside pass, and look at the pace from Elijah Ibsaid. A classic French try. Summed up just how much superiority they were feeling in this first half of rugby. But then there was good news for France. Up went Duncan, down came the ball, and forward they rushed. And the French body positions were not good. Seb Stephen was the man to dab it down. And at that point, you just wondered whether or not Scotland could steady the ship and see themselves through to half-time without any further injury. It was looking as positive as it had done for the men in navy blue. But then off the restart, quick ball, then a beautiful bit of deft handling from Calvin Gog. He was delighted with that. The little pop through from Diego Jerd. Bit of a juggle. Then the strength to keep going and put the ball across the line. And that's the story of it at half-time. France well and truly in control. We'll have to see what Scotland can do about it. France 33, Scotland 7. Right, here we go then. Scotland are back out. Charlie Moss leading the way. I'm not 100% sure exactly what was said, but certainly some stern words would have to have been uttered. Scotland need the magic trio, don't they? They need possession, they need territory, and they need time. And France certainly aren't willing to give any of them any of that. Even without the ball in defence, France seemed in control and on the offensive. That man, Calvin Gorg, the fifth try of the first half, which means that France are in prime position in this game.
Shot on.
There will now no doubt be changes. I can see one. That is Aurélien Barrault wearing 23. He restarts for France.
Leave it now, clear release.
We'll look across the pitch and see if there's any other new boys who've joined us. That's a penalty for chat from the referee.
For me, the tackle's fine. You swear at me on the floor again, you will go.
It's Oliver Duncan who's been spoken to. He thought the tackle was high and he was shouting at the referee from the floor.
Half-time change from France, number 9, Thibaut Mortassi, is replaced by number 22, Simon Doroc.
We have Simon Doroc also on. So change at half-back. Doroc and Barrault, who started the game against England, are both on. Diego Jerd and Thibaut Mortassi are off. France will play Italy in their final game. Italy play England next. Later on this afternoon, 3:15 kick-off for that one.
In five.
He's being rested. Through France Paul, and it's Gabin Garot in the thick of it, trying to make his way towards the line. Feeling duck, yeah, he's going to be brought in, he is.
And back foot work.
Tackles come in from Scotland. Brits has got his eyes above the counter.
No.
He's going to leave it for his colleagues.
Tackle and release.
They don't make any serious inroads. Scotland come through. Brits bounces the first man over the line. Held up, I think, will say the referee. Yeah, Brits got his body position all wrong.
She goes five.
And Scotland got underneath it. At one stage the referee had called offside against Scotland, but maybe he was just warning them. Restart down the middle of the pitch. Again, electric hands from France. Gives a bit of time and space out on the left-hand side. Doroc. Ball is missed now, and it's Scotland who will get a bit of turnover. The ball is flung ever so wide out to this left-hand touchline. Ferguson tries to beat his man. Again, Patterson gets a face full of French defenders.
Knock on the tackle.
Knock on is coming Scotland's way, but they can't get their hands on the ball.
Just a knock on. Knock on.
Yes.
We didn't see it there, but all of this pressure sort of started at the breakdown. Hector Patterson was getting harried and hectored. If I can use that verb. and that made it difficult. Now, it has been a feature of the French play. They've disrupted every single type of ball that they possibly could with Scotland. Not only have they been good with it, they haven't been satisfied just with being good offensively. They've really pressurised the opposition.
And use it, hold!
Coates is going to try and hot step his way out of trouble. Don't think that was the initial plan, but again, the line speed and chase from France meant that Coates was on the wrong foot for the clearance kick, and he had to change his mind.
And use it!
Patterson is
Five behind the ball.
going to have to do the job of a clearance kick. The wind against them. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, last round the wind was going in a slightly different direction. Now it's turned round and Scotland are playing into it at the moment. You can see the officials' flag on the far side there, which shows how much it's blowing. It's kind of left to right and down a bit. Good handling. Oh, once again the seas part and France are going to be in. And the large stepping Calvin Gog is at the double. Scotland have absolutely no answer in midfield to Calvin Gog. Neat bit of interplay here to draw it back and bring him in. Once the first tackle is made, Calvin Gorg is scorching across the turf. It looks relatively simple, mainly because it is, but it's all created by this running line. And the speed and power and ease with which he changes direction. Looks a consummate man, consummate player, Calvin Gorg. Kick at goal as well.
No.
See, it always happens whenever you say something nice about someone. Unsuccessful conversion, but let's not take anything away from this fine piece of finishing. Little inside, outside swerve with the hips. Scotland could do nothing about it. Now the substitutions are being run by Scotland. Number 23 is Matthew Irwin. And I think Lloyd McEwen-Peters has come on. And it's a bit more of a midfield general, shall we say. And maybe that's a response to Calvin Gorg's superiority in midfield. Bring on Lloyd McEwen-Peters, the London Irish centre. Just represented his club incorrectly there, my apologies. He's actually from the Yorkshire Academy. Me misremembering there. He's actually at a Wellington College, which is why he's confusing. He's Wellington College are a feeder school. It's Yorkshire Academy who have hold of Lloyd McEwen-Peters, and let's see if he can make an impression in this game. Well, he won't do with penalties to the French.
Double roll.
Barreau. Neat little kick. Halfway between the 22-metre line and the try line. France will get this line out.
Yeah, okay.
More substitutions. Robin Takola will come on, I think, into the midfield. Yeah, and I think Calvin Gorg's day is done. He's
Okay, time on.
He's being hooked, but in a good way. Brits has been effective. Once again, France seem to be able to pull all the strings. Takola immediately brought in for a tough, hard line. Dakier does exactly that as well. France will sweep round onto this right-hand side and they'll cough the ball up. Mistruli with the misfield. Scotland will have to go from their own line, and they're doing a very good job to get up
was over.
to 22. And it's been stolen. And Darquier has men outside him, and one of them is Wasserman, and Wasserman is going to score. Well, just like that, Scotland able to do some excellent work defensively, climb their way all the way up to the 22-metre line, but unfortunately, a relatively straightforward job of protecting their in. Mistruli perhaps making up for the earlier mistake, robs them. Darquier's ball out wide. And nobody is touching Wasserman in that sort of position, in the sort of form that he finds himself in. Darquier knows exactly where he wants the ball. Into the hands of the speedster. Wasserman extends the French lead. Barreau's left boot adds the extra points and allows France to continue scoring at a point a minute.
Left or right?
Left or right. And was successful for the try for
Darquier looks a good footballer. In the first game against England, he was ubiquitous. And he's starting to show his calibre. He's got a great pair of hands. Okay, well, there we go. He's going off. There we go. We won't get another look at him, because his day is done.
Oh, right, wait.
But he does look a quality player. Raphael Darquier started at 8 against England, has transferred today to the second row, but now takes his seat on the bench. So Hugo Pacon, who's disappointed with his kick to the touchline.
5 man.
Better for Scotland, as I say. Finn Spurway spills a pretty routine pass, and he's going to get up disappointed with himself. Frustrating, certainly, for Scotland.
Okay, new faces. Stay high, stay straight.
They're a lot better than this against Ireland. Maybe that's down to the way that France have come and completely destroyed their confidence.
Crouch! Come on! Bind! Set!
Platform spoilt there, I think, by the referee. No, the referee says offside. I thought
Right, offside.
was going to reward Scotland there, but no, offside against Patterson, I think. Kick doesn't go out.
Scotland stay, wait,
Straightforward miss, that. Jack Brown responds, and his kick doesn't go out either. So France are going to get a chance. Barreau has seen a bit of space on this right-hand touchline. The ball is going to bounce up. Good covering tackle on Cornell. In France come. Referee says all is good, they will play on. Cries of, well, in at the side. Referee's happy with it. Options. One of them is Traversier. Barreau. Good work from Jabir on Jockey, I was about to say, but the man following him in comes in from the wrong angle, and the referee does reward Scotland. Edouard Junior, Jabir and Jockey with the carry there. Captain Jack Brown.
Happy? Oh, 4.
No, just wait, just wait, just wait.
Referee was asking them to pause. A couple more substitutions.
Huh? Yeah. Time is now on. Time on.
Second go at the line out. Godsell does well to come down with it. Scotland. Spur away.
And away, White. Gone backwards.
Again, the ball is spilt. Backwards, says the referee. Sam Stephen, the Scotland try scorer, is able to go again. Got the line speed from the men in white.
And away, no hands.
Closing the pass outside. Scotland lose ground and again are just trying to fight for every single scrap that's been reluctantly given to them by France. Direct line, referee spots a high tackle.
Count the advantage, Blue.
Referee's taking a word here because the tackling position was not great from Simon Darroch. He's just going to have a look, have a chat to his assistant.
So I've got to lift above the horizontal, quite low to the floor for me. I'm going to land it, Shoulder, shoulder, yellow card, 22. 22. 22.
Here's the replacement scrum half from France, who's
22.
Going to be escorted to the bin. That was the high
Lift above the
tackle.
horizontal, lands on his shoulder, okay, yellow card.
Good spot from the referee. Really have any complaints? There's no reason to lift him like that. Darroch's over-exuberance. That kick does not go dead. Chase though.
You're off your feet now. Leave it now. Hands away, hands away.
Fergus Watson from the bigger Rugby Football Club. Good chase from him, and France are pinned at the moment back in their own 22.
Away, 5. Stay on side. Stay on side. Wait, time your run. Time your own, wait.
Replacement scrum half in at the moment, France, which means the passes might not be as clean as they could. Work from Sam Luini, battled his way through the midfield, was initially stopped. Better from Scotland, offload is neat. McEwen-Peters with the positioning of the ball, and that's a forward pass. Information there of Darroch. This is Jean Mosques who's coming on in your shot now. He just clicks hands with Hugo Pacon. There is Darroch.
Yeah. Happy. Good. Great time on.
Yes, sir.
Left and left. Yeah. Just make sure you don't win that space between the flag and the 8. Yeah. Crouch! 5! Set!
Scrum from the French has been dominant in this game. It's at least a little bit of interplay, or the ball has been stripped.
In the tackle.
Scotland can come away with it here, and a little bit of momentum going. Again, France just trying to put their hands in the till, slow the ball down for Scotland. This left-hand touchline is Fergus Watson. Fergus Watson beats 1, 2, dragged down by the third. Alderson keeps it going. Good hands from Scotland. That's better. More like it from the men in navy blue.
25 in the path of the 9 plate advantage.
Kick through. It's going to come. Referee is going to come
25.
back for this penalty. It's Robin Takola who's going to be penalised. Number 25 for
Clear the
France.
tackle area. Yeah. 6.
More substitutions. Fergus Wood is coming on, and the man with no number, Samuel Rockley. There he is with the tights on.
Anyway. Off for blood. Yeah. Yeah, blood.
Freddie Douglas has made way for Scotland. I think it's Sam Luini who's also come off.
Is there someone on for 6? Yeah, okay. Fair enough on. There's a sub coming on for blood.
Bit of confusion here. You can hear the referee just indicating that Noah Traversier, the French blind side, needs to come off for a patching up on a blood wound.
25, clear the tackle area.
Basically, Scotland, number 11.
Jack Brown is kicking the ball into the 22, and Scotland will try and build something from here. Just over 15 minutes to go in this game. England versus Italy on its way next. 3:15 kickoff for that, and then Wales versus Ireland is our 5:30 kickoff in this festival of under-18 Six Nations rugby. I hope you're enjoying it.
Time off. Got a flag. Got a flag. Time off.
A little bit of
On the 22, boys. On the try line.
assistant referee has seen something he doesn't like.
Yeah.
Contrary to Tolafua, wearing 20, he's been asked to take a seat.
Yeah. Okay, 18 blue. No red card.
This doesn't look good. Ben White.
Captain and 18 blue.
The People's
18.
boy is in trouble here.
Captain and 18.
Let's have a listen.
18.
See if we can
Okay,
see
so
what
on a
happens
report from
here.
my AR, we've got 18 blue with multiple punches to a white player's face. Okay, it's a red card off the roll. Punches to the face. Fourth position.
It's difficult to see.
In there, 18 blue punches to the face of the French.
Certainly, Ben White is confused,
Penalty to you.
but it's a red card. Well, that has made things nigh on impossible for Scotland now.
Punches to the face.
Must have happened at the bottom of the ruck, you know, blind to us on this side. The assistant referee was pretty defiant about it. He must have seen it. Needless for Ben White if that is the case. The only thought in my mind, just by the reaction of White, is whether or not he is the right player.
Referee sent off Scotland to number 8, Ben White, number 18.
France fire the ball into the midfield.
Take it back.
Bounces
Hold White.
around.
Scotland,
Takola's left boot is pumped in siege gun style
Inside.
downfield.
Hold blue, wait.
Jack Brown will get a chance to clear his
Inside,
lines.
yeah.
And again, the ball is kicked deep. France will probably think about trying to... the ball is run away from Granel. You see it on this side. Oh, yeah. Some punches do come. It is from 18.
Yeah.
What a good spot that is. The referee.
Just wait.
Quite
Time
clearly
off.
see on that replay. Great camera work.
Time's off, time's off.
Sub.
And on your front man, step.
Time on.
Traversier is back on. He's got a fresh shirt, no number on it. Darkier's job, who was off temporarily and then back on for the blood replacement, has now gone and taken his seat on the bench, and France get a chance to roll this ball. And my goodness, like in the first half, it has
White to ground,
wheels.
white to ground.
France are still going. Liam Akrab wrestling his way over halfway and bounces into touch and then puts a hand up to apologise to everyone. He was quite enjoying himself, wasn't he there, Akrab? A good old tussle. It's Scotland ball.
Back 10. Back 10.
Almost dealt with by Scotland, but France are coming through.
Back outside.
And Leofour on to
And release, tackle
Brunbordy.
release.
Brunbordy is battling with it on the floor to get it back. All good forward work. Front row replacements combining. Akrab that time, or Scotland have sniffed it out.
And
Looked
move
a
white.
little high. Scotland come forward with Fraser Wilson.
And use it.
Hugo Alderson. Stuart Melville College lad will kick the ball out.
Make sure you're behind the ball. Yeah.
And it's a little relief. This is Simon Daroc coming back on. So the French yellow card is spent. Substitutions, I think, because we have I was going to say, because it's not a scrum. Back on Ollie Blythe Lafferty. Oliver McKenna and Finlay McIntosh both coming off. That red card has made it very difficult for Scotland to get back into this and really shot themselves in the foot. I know they perhaps weren't going to win, but they could have built a little in this second half, and still got a game to come against Wales in the last round, and they'll want to build as much game knowledge and game understanding in this tournament as possible. Red card will make it difficult for them, as will spilling it like that, which has been somewhat a feature of Scotland's game today. The handling has not quite gone to plan. They're a better side than this, most definitely.
Eight. 77.
And at this level, just a reminder of one of the law tweaks.
Crouch.
Because the man has been sent off.
Bind.
Scotland's pack are a one-man
Set.
light. France have to reciprocate. They can't have more than them in the scrum, so they get an extra man in the back line and they bring him in, and Wasserman is like a knife through butter, and Wasserman is going to weave his way towards the touchline, bring in other players, and France are going to score in the corner. Jan Mosques, the man who finishes off the move, but once again, Johan Wasserman's speed and ability and fleet of foot there for everyone to see. The inside pass is what does it for them here. Daroc back on the field. Wasserman is carving up, and even his own players don't know where he's going. Nice delay. And it is Jan Mosques who, for me, is France's first choice 15 at this level. Lovely, lovely player. We haven't quite had the chance today to see him in full flight. He finishes off that try without much trouble at all. France are through the 50-point barrier, and it's getting slightly embarrassing for Scotland. Certainly down to a combination of France being very good and Scotland not being as good as they could be. Wasserman again. Another look at his almost chaotic style of running. With such intent. You saw that try against England. You will know all about Johan Wasserman.
Advantage over.
Scotland build through Moss.
No hands out,
in the midfield they are. Slightly slow ball again though for Scotland, which allows France to get off the line quickly. Right they come. Moss again involved. Fergus Wood hauled to the floor. This is McEwen, Peters, and he again is well tackled.
And away wide!
That Scotland can't play with it though. They can't get it outside almost the first or second receiver. This is an opportunity. Rockley, he stands up his opposite man. Mosques, who I was waxing lyrical about earlier, made to look a little bit silly by Samuel Rockley. Tap and go, quick one for Scotland, and there's no one at home. And depending on how this ball bounces, oh, it bounces awkwardly. And Mosques isn't able to put an extra foot on it. Rock had seen the space downfield, and
use it.
Scotland about to retreat 65 metres.
Advantage over.
Ball is collected, slung infield. The rain is starting to get worse.
Tackle and away blue.
France in the mood. Look, the offload is working neatly out the back. Confidence again is starting to work, and the ball is starting to bounce for France as well. That won't quite fall into the hands, but you can see that the intent they're playing with is one of exploration and joy. Have a look at Rockley. A little one for the highlights. Not much for Scotland to smile about today, but Rockley's little dance move there, making Shan Mosk looks a little bit silly.
Can't go there. Can't go there. Crouch. Bind. Set and out.
Scotland with a scrum inside their own 22. It feels as though so much of their game has been played on the back foot. And once again, France's ascendancy is there almost in all areas of the game. They're going to lurch towards the try line. They aren't finished yet. They're up. Going to bring in more big men towards the touchline. I think they're being held up there. Jean-Yves Liafour is the man robbed of the touchdown. We haven't seen Liafour. He wasn't in the 26 of day one. So Zinedine Aoud, who have a quick check, who was in the French 26 in the first round and isn't here. I think Jean-Yves Liafour has replaced him. France again starting to get the outboard motor running, but they are stopped. A penalty spotted by the referee, taking the man beyond the ball.
Taking the man beyond the ball.
Jack Brown gets to kick into French territory. at Scotland build from here. Just
And away
by
wide!
McEwen Peters.
And wide!
Once again, Scotland having to fight for everything at the moment. Blythe left.
Off your feet, leave it!
Rumbles forward. Slightly slower ball, which allows France to reposition themselves, and it's defending easier if you're starting in the right place. Charlie Moss is going to break down this left-hand touchline. Rockley with a good clear out.
And release 17.
Irwin has to dive for it, does cleverly, and then the ball is spilt by Brown. Wasserman tries to thread the needle.
Knock on.
Quite do, and the ball is going to come back France's way anyway with the scrum. Now about 2.5 minutes left in this one, and France have been comfortably the better side.
Scrum, white ball.
Maybe not so on paper, but as they've turned up today, both sides, there seems to be a little gulf in what's on show. I maintain my position that Scotland aren't as bad as this scoreline suggests. They haven't really had any continuity with their play. They've spilt the ball far too many times. They've let France in, and they've let them gain confidence as well at crucial periods. And you just can't let France become confident. It's a nightmare in rugby terms. Now later on, a few more spillages of the ball, combination of maybe overcomplicating things later on, and with the scoreline the way it is, you know, France are going to potentially try things and they don't come off. Well, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the next game for Scotland is Wales on Sunday. That should be a good game. Scotland will, as soon as this game is finished, we'll be thinking about preparing for that one, no doubt. France will play Italy next, and that's on Sunday. And Italy later today play England, and we'll get a very good understanding of how good Italy are in that game. Just a 1 point difference round one between France and England. Italy good winners against Wales.
He's 10, I'm happy.
Scotland building late on here. Up to the 22 once again. Fumble. Irwin. Look at the French tacklers. Well across the gain line. Scotland are going backwards here. They've got the ball.
Tackle, release. First man. And away now!
Rewarding France here. Quick tap.
17.
They might say enough is enough, will they? Clock's gone red. Oh no, they're going to go for a final cherry on the top. Kick downfield and try and go again.
That's tight.
I've just been told now that is time. This will be the last play.
Tight.
Barrault has sailed this ship well in the second half. He hasn't really been troubled at fly half. Which pickings they have at fly half France at this level. Barrault and Diego Jordi, both very able. Down the short side they go, and Scotland are asleep, and France are going to tumble towards the line, and if they've stayed in, it will be a try, but it won't be. A foot in touch, and the game ends with France lurching towards the Scotland line, and that's been the story very much of this game. France have comfortably been the better side, and it started early and it carried on all the way through. Scotland, in a few patches, flickered, But that red card in the second half certainly killed off the contest well and truly. And that is full time. Consummate victory for France. Racking up the half century. Scotland will have to lick their wounds and go again on Sunday. France make it 2 wins out of 2. Final score from Dublin: France 50, Scotland 7.
Just to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, there are tea and coffee facilities at each end of the stadium. Food outlets in Old Wesley. That's the church end of the ground. And of course, the bars in Old Wesley and the ventilators in the city end of the ground are also.
Well, handshakes all went round, and certainly France are happy with the two sides. But there is a lot more rugby to come. Italy versus England is next at 3:15, and then Wales versus Ireland at 5:30 this afternoon. More Six Nations rugby coming your way at under 18 level this afternoon from the Energia Park in Dublin. We'll run through the highlights, and it is highlights that will make any French fans smile. They started explosively, and they didn't really let up. And I mentioned throughout the game just how good they were, not only with the ball but without the ball, not allowing Scotland to have any time or enjoy any sort of possession without being troubled. The breakdown was harried and hassled. Each tackle was keenly contested, and at points Scotland, even though they had the ball, found themselves going backwards. And then when France did get the ball, they were scoring these sort of tries. Cutting through. Scotland were left grasping at shadows. This was the penalty try. Rolling ball, unable to be stopped unless illegally. This was a yellow card as well to Scotland, which made things a little bit more difficult for them. Keita Ando was sent to the sin bin for that. More good hands, more good running. France able to carry the ball just a couple more yards potentially than they should have been. With that front foot ball, time and space was created for the likes of Wasserman, and you just can't do that. He's electric even in confined spaces, but given a bit of time and a bit of acreage, can make you pay. This is the first of 2 tries that he ended up notching today. This is them scoring from their own 22. This boy played well. Baptiste Brits. Most classic-looking French loose forward. I thought there was some good pace from Elijah Ibsain to round this one off. No such thing as a slow back row forward at international level, but still. And this was just before half-time. Scotland had kind of weathered a little bit of the storm and positioned themselves on the field, and then a really good rolling ball of their own allowed Seb Stephen to dot the ball down. But a little bit like the whole game, France immediately came back. Any opportunity Scotland thought they had was snuffed out, and this was off the restart. 2 or 3 passes in field, and Calvin Gorg, who was brilliant on the day. This is first of 2 tries. There was the power that he showed, and have a look at this pace as well. This is early on in the second half. He's brought in on a good line and carves his way through to the line. You could potentially argue that the tackling position could be better, but let's credit the positivity of the the front foot play from France. Lovely ball out the back. Scotland chasing shadows. I thought Calvin Gorg was good. There were so many good French displays. Another one here from Darquier. He found Wasserman out wide. Darquier, perhaps not on this highlights reel, but he certainly played his part again today. It's his pass that released Wasserman for his score against England, and he did so again. Slightly less further to travel for Wasserman. Then Dorop, the inside ball for Wasserman, and eventually he finds his mates. He does think about going all the way. Then a beautiful pass, and Jean Mosques is sliding home. The game was full of French flair and invention. Scotland couldn't really do huge amounts about it. Extraordinarily strong from France, a big marker down from them. Half century of points, and as you can see there, Italy versus England coming up next, then Wales, Ireland a little bit later. I hope you can stay with us. Until then, we will say a brief farewell.